Hello, this is Tony De La Cruz doing a review on Miss Torres's piece here called "In the Contrary." First off, I'd like to say I like the blue. I've always liked blue in my particular art or pieces or compositions. Just seems to I always go back to the color blue. So this one in particular started off pretty good with me. just a side note. I like the balance of the image. Especially the quality of some of the shapes. I like that they're very symmetrical, and it balances out really well. Particularly on this section here, I like the color, the quality of the print came out really well, and some of these here turned out to be really well printed. Just the color looks really good. I think if I personally would have had to, if I would have done something a little different, what I would have done is maybe frame this just a little bit better, this outline, to create the balance, so it can tie everything over to the right, instead of maybe leaving it so open. I see that the print here does frame it, but if the intent was to maybe have balance here, although these little details here, it does help frame it. I think maybe a more intently defined frame around here would have helped tie it all together. But overall, I do get what was happening here, and I think maybe that's just the edge of the actual linoleum that we were using. That's what created the frame there. Or maybe tie the same type of carving into the section here to make it more unified. And these little sections here would have been maybe tied together pretty well. Maybe that's about the only thing that I would have done a little differently. But overall, it's well balanced. I think the way you detailed out before you carved, very, very little mistakes, if any, on these particular here, very straight lines. The circle, again, are very hard. And what I found is when I have my carving tool out, I'll hold it very steady and I'll turn very carefully, and I seem to be pretty successful when I'm doing that technique to carve out my circles. But these look really, really good. I'm pretty impressed with those. The smaller ones obviously get a little harder to do, but overall pretty cool. I think, again, the only thing I would have done is maybe just frame this more intently, have that intentional, or follow these particular details in here just to make it more uniform. But overall, I like the image. I think it's pretty cool. And again, the quality of the print, the blue is really solid. So that's an issue that I have sometimes, particularly out on the edges. So I think it turned out really well for you. Alrighty, thank you very much. Appreciate it.